Hi guys, welcome back to Stitch with me. My name is Crystal Rowe and I'm working on Santa's Village by Classic. Yes, wait. Country Cottage Needleworks. I always want to say Classic Colorworks because the same company makes Classic Colorworks. So I'm working on the snow and this is where I left off yesterday. So I'll probably finish this up and then I may start something up here fun and then do the snow later. I don't have much more left. It's weirdly quiet in my house because there's no fan, there's no air conditioner, and there's always some kind of something running, excuse me, either fans, air conditioner, but we don't have our heaters out yet, and it's weirdly quiet. It's never this quiet, and Parker's asleep, so there's no YouTube going, no gaming, just the pets and me, so it's weird. So you may actually hear more of the pets messing around because there's no muffling. Stormy's over there playing with something. Alright, so let me figure out where I'm at. Okay, disconnect right here. I kind of messed this up a little bit, but it's not a big deal. I'm just working in my mistake. I mean, there's no one's gonna know. Let me make sure. Hopefully you can see okay. I can't, usually I have my light coming this way and then my front door is open letting in natural light, but I mentioned before I have a Halloween decoration on my front door, so there's no light that can come in right now. So it's a little bit trickier for filming. So I have a new start. I've done 2 new starts in the past 2 days. And let me just show you a little sneak peek of the one I just started. I'm so excited. I have been wanting to do these forever. And I did order this one, I don't know, it's been a while. Maybe over the summer or last spring. And it is one of the Bent Creek photo booths. I love these. I want to do almost all of them. There's only a couple I don't like. I don't like the New Year's one. And there's one more that I'm not crazy about. I think it's the bacon and eggs one. I'd have to look at them though. But I love these. So I ordered it from eBay. And it came as a kit. So this is what I've got so far. This is what I did yesterday. Put in the border. And it didn't say what kind of linen this is. It was just in the kit. The kit came with the linen and the button. And then I'm using my own threads. But I googled it, and apparently this pattern, the kit fabric, is a 32 count natural Witchelt linen, I believe. But it's really nice to stitch on. I'm enjoying it. So, just a little sneaky peek. Since I just filmed a floss tube 2 days ago, I probably won't do a floss tube this week. I'll wait and do it next week. Because there's no point in doing another floss tube 5 days later. Alright, so let me see where I'm at. Okay, I need to go down here. Stitch. And I was looking, my library has a page where they update their new orders. And I'll go on there and look once or twice a week. And if I see something I'm interested in, yeah, okay, I will go ahead and put a hold on it. So I was on there looking because I had to find a book for social studies that we need for homeschool. And I was looking at the new books that they had just loaded into their system. And generally, when they load the new books, they've just ordered them, so you still have to wait for them to come in. Sometimes it can take several months for the book to actually be available. Sometimes it's not that long. So, but they had 2 cross-stitch books and 1 quilting book. So I was very excited. Because we have kind of a smaller library system. And a lot of their cross-stitch and quilting books are older. About the only new quilting book they have is the Pat Sloan book. She's actually doing a sew along with it right now. It's her holiday book, and it's called Happy Everything. They do have that book, but a lot of their cross-stitch books are older cross-stitch books. And actually, one of them I had checked out. This is about a year ago, and there was a bunny pattern I really liked. So I get home and I was like, I'm going to stitch this bunny pattern. It was just a solid bunny about this big. And I looked, and the pattern was, it was like, what would the word be? There was something wrong with the pattern. Like it wasn't, they hadn't caught the error in printing. So I couldn't stitch it. So I returned the book. So I don't know what the etiquette is on stitching patterns from library books. Ooh, did y'all hear that? Stormy is over there where Kiki is, and Kiki's not happy about it. Stormy's trying to get, Kiki's in my sewing chair, and Stormy's trying to jump into the sewing chair. Kiki is mad. She's not Stormy's biggest fan. She's a very, like, independent when it comes to other cats. She doesn't want to be messed with. And, of course, Stormy, since she's been 3 weeks old, she's been sitting on... Yeah. They mad. Anyway, Stormy's like, hey, let's play. And Kiki's like, get out of my face. Oh, goodness. So, Kiki is, she's an indoor-outdoor cat. And she was an indoor cat. And I've told the story before. Anyway, when she was a few years old, we moved. And she started going outside a little bit. So, when it's hot outside, she likes to be outside. She loves to be out in the heat. I mean, it's like so hot I can't even stand it, and she just loves it. But now it's turned cooler, so she'll stay inside most of the time until next spring. She'll go outside a little bit, like during the warmest part of the day, and sit on the porch. But generally from this time of year until spring, she'll stay in the house, unless she's got to go to the bathroom. So she goes to the door and meows when she's got to go to the bathroom. But we do have a litter box in the house, but she prefers to go out in the yard. You're like, TMI, Crystal, we didn't need to know that. So, yeah, there's 4 kittens. I've talked before about my neighbor who has all the stray cats. Well, okay, so my neighbor's cats, they have had kittens, and then those kittens have become feral strays. So there's a bunch of strays around here that you can't catch them. You can't pick them up. You can't pet them. And our town is doing a catch and release feral cat program, but there's so many that, I mean, there's so many. You can't get them all. So these cats have not been trapped and released yet. They haven't gotten to our little area of town yet. They've been doing like the more highly populated cat populations. So anyway, let me get some more thread. So their cats have populated this area with a bunch of feral cats. So one of those cats has had a litter of kittens. So there's 4 kittens around the corner from us. And the mom cat does not look very old. So there's a black and white kitten. There's still I thought they were older, but I saw they were still drinking milk from their mom the other day, so they're not that old. I guess they could probably be about 5 or 6 weeks. There's a black and white one. It's so cute. They're all cute. And then there's an orange one, and there's 2 gray ones. So, but they're wild. But it would be good if they could get caught and fostered. So, but anytime you come near them, they run into like the, you know, like the woods and brush area of that yard that they're in. So, unfortunately, if they don't get caught, they're going to end up in the same situation. So, but we're trying to get that catch and release program over here. It's just taking some time. So many cats, so many cats. So yeah, but they're so sweet. I hate it. My next door neighbors have 2 puppies. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're siblings, and I don't know the exact breed. But they're like little terrier pups. Oh, they're so cute. They're light tan, and they're little enough that they go out in the yard and they're like jumping around and barking. They're super cute. Their names are Stitch. One of them's named Stitch, and I can't ever remember the other one's name. Alright. So, Parker's asleep over on the couch. He was up until 6 a.m. So, we had a good week and a day of no insomnia, and then last night he had insomnia. But it's okay. We'll get through it. I'm going to let him sleep a little bit longer, and then I'm going to get him up and try to keep him on a decent schedule today. Our library's having a little activity, a little craft, Halloween craft, so we just live, goodness, not even a quarter mile from the library, so we can just walk over there. It's kind of uphill, so you get a little bit of exercise. It's uphill going and downhill coming home. Not a real hill, not like a West Virginia hill where I'm from, but a South Carolina incline. So we may walk up there, and because I got to pick up a book and walk up there and do that craft and kind of get him some exercise and get out of the house a little bit. And I talked about the scarecrows. There are not many scarecrows this year. I don't know what the deal is. Several of the businesses put them right outside their door, so that if you walk through town, it's right by their business, which I think is a really good idea. It's better than being like close to the road like the other ones. Alright, let me make sure that I do this. Gotta go right here. So there's more than what it seems, because some of them are by the businesses, but there's only about half the scarecrows that there normally are. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's cause people just don't want to do it, or they're just busy. There's one that has a sloth. It's so cute. It's like they're sitting around a campfire, because the sponsor is a company that makes campsite flags. I don't even know what that is, but they're sitting around a campfire, and it's a sloth in a like camping chair. It's so cute. Yeah, so maybe we can walk through and look at some of the scarecrows. Depends on how he's feeling. I'm not going to push him too hard. So I was watching the Fat Quarter Shop floss tube this morning. I'm telling you what, there are so many floss tubes. I feel bad because I know there's so many floss tubes out there that are great floss tubes, and I just can't watch them all. Because when you go, you know, on YouTube, if you look at your recommended videos, if you watch a lot of floss tube, there's a lot of floss tube recommended. And I was kind of looking at my recommended videos, and there was just so many I couldn't even count of floss tubes that I had never heard of. And some of them would be like, you know, floss tube number 1 or floss tube number 5. So they're kind of newer. And some of them are like floss tube 79, floss tube 112, floss tube 50. So they're not new channels. And I've never heard of them. So it's just like, there's so, which is a good thing. There's something for everybody, because everybody's a little bit different. Everybody likes different styles and personalities and things like that. So that's a good thing. I don't think there ever can be too many floss tubes. I just feel bad because I want to watch everybody. I want to check them out, and there's just, you just can't. You could watch floss tube 80 hours a week and you would still definitely not watch everybody. So you just got to do what works for you. Alright, so looks like I've got all of my snow in. Let me see how I'm doing on time. 16 minutes. Okay, let me get a drink of coffee. I guess I'll just start working my way. The next thing, if I start on the right and work my way left, the next thing would be the Christmas tree. Let me see if I've got the picture here. I'll just use the big picture. There might be some glare. So, there we go. So, there's a tree, Santa in the house. And so I'm just going to start with the tree and work my way over. Yeah. So the first color is 433. My thread's kind of a mess. This is what my thread looks like. This is a pile, and then this. And I think 433 is probably, is it this one? Let's see. Nope. This is 433. I try not to take all my browns off at one time, because then I forget which one is which. So, whichever one is empty is the one that is. It's actually, I know which one it is. It's the one that was this roof. So if I forget, I can just go back and look at the chart, because that was the last brown that I used on that chart. Alright, so let's get this started. I mentioned this before, but I really like that new Nutcracker series. It's really pretty. But I don't think I'd stitch it as one piece. And if you want to stitch it on the Belfast linen, I don't know. Fat Quarter Shop says it's going to be January before they get a big piece. I don't know if any other shops are selling it, but I think this one on one big piece is enough. And also, if you don't stitch it on one big piece, and there's some of them you don't like as much, you can just skip them. And just make a few ornaments, or it would be fun to make them like tiny on a smaller count. Because this is pretty big. If this was an ornament, that's a big ornament. I don't have a huge Christmas tree. So this is 14 count. So if you stitched on like a 36 count or something, it would be probably like this. I don't know. I say that and then watch me stitch it on one big piece. I reserve the right to change my mind. Alright. So, the easy part about these grids is instead of counting the snow, I just know it is this grid. So it's the first full grid. And it's the first 5 stitches in that row. So, that makes it a lot easier. A lot easier. So my Sew Sampler box is in the mail. And if you don't know what Sew Sampler is a quilting subscription box of Fat Quarter Shop. And I have been doing my reveal videos on my channel And I don't know, sometimes I really like them and sometimes I don't. So this one, the fabric line in the hint was given, so I know what fabric is. It's really pretty fabric, and I'm interested to see. I'm thinking the last one was fat. Let's see, the Spooky Box was Fat Quarters, and the month before that was Stitched by Lori Holt. So that was a half of a. Was it half of a jelly bar? Or was it a whole jelly bar? I think it was a whole jelly bar. So, they usually don't repeat that much. So, I would say this one is either going to be charm packs or half a jelly roll. Probably charm packs. I don't think they've done charm packs a little bit. So, we'll see. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I did cancel my Classic Colorworks Club subscription. The one it's called Floss Fix, I think it's called. Because I have quite a collection from my Floss Club. And I wanted to join a fabric club with Grace Note Stitchers. So I was like, well, I'll just cancel this Floss Club so I can just join that fabric club. So I joined their neutral fabric club, so I'm excited about that. That should start in November. And if you want to be a member of their Facebook group, you can join. You don't have to be in their fabric club. You can join their Facebook group, and they do Zooms on Saturday nights. So I did have a lot of interest in doing it, in having a Zoom call. However, I kind of don't know how to do it because I don't have a Facebook group. And I'm afraid if I post it on YouTube that we will get some kind of like spam or people who are just, I don't know, like creeps or something. I don't know. I don't know if people can like search for Zoom information. Or I just don't know. I don't know how to do it and make it like open to everybody but also secure, if that makes sense. And I'm afraid if I do it through email that I will miss someone. Like somebody will email me and I'll miss it, or I don't know. I just want to make sure that everybody who wants to participate can, but that it's a safe situation for everyone. So I'm just not sure how to do it. So I put a community post to kind of have a poll to see. I gotta move my leg, this may change. To see what day of the week and time. Now I only put times that I could do it. I mean, you know, I couldn't put times that I couldn't do it. So I kind of wanted to just see like what was the time that worked best for most people. So I don't know. I guess I could just make a community post and put like the Zoom code and password and just hope that it worked out. If you have done something like that, please let me know in the comments if you think that would work. Not everyone's on Instagram. I don't know. So, probably a community post is probably the only way to do it. And I could do a YouTube live or an Instagram live, but that's just me talking to y'all. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can write comments and I can read them as you write them, but that's not stitching together. That's you watching me stitch, which is basically what I'm doing right now. Not saying I wouldn't ever do that. But, and also, like right now, if my dogs go crazy and like start barking or something like that, I can edit that out. Or if I'm on a Zoom call, I can hit the mute button. Or if I have to get up and go in the kitchen or go to the restroom, I can turn my video camera off. So I like that the Zoom is two-way, like it's not just me. It's like we can all sit together. So I definitely want to do Zoom. I just have to get the logistics. And I also want to do what I talked about, doing a Floss Tube Friends floss tube. And Janet sweetly volunteered that she would do it. I'm just also like, okay, so how do you do it? And then how do you get the file to where they can upload it on their channel? Because let's say Janet and I do a floss tube together. Well, she's not going to want to do 2 floss tubes. You know, one for her, like a separate one. It would be easier for her just to show all her stuff, unless she wanted to do 2 floss tubes. But to me, it would make sense for it to be on both channels. Because if you're showing your stitching, because my idea my first idea is to do the Floss Tube Friends and actually do a floss tube together. Like, this is my finishes, what are your finishes? This is my whips, what are your whips? This is my haul, what is your haul? Like that. And just talk. And then that person can, you know, it's a floss tube. But the alternative to that is to just do a stitch with me where you stitch and chit chat, and then you could upload that. So there's 2 different options. Now, the problem with the stitch and chat or whatever is that I don't want it to be like an interview. I mean, Sam Bree Stitches does interviews. Like, I'll leave the interviewing to her. I would rather just talk, you know. But to me, it would be easier to do floss tube. So I'm just working all this out in my mind, and then when I get it figured out, then I can try to set something up. I don't know. Janet, if you're watching, I haven't forgot about it. I definitely have not forgot about it. I'm just trying to get the logistics together in my mind. So I definitely want to do it. I think it would be fun. So we'll see. We'll see. Alright, well, it's almost 30 minutes, and I'm going to stop there, and then I'll pick up tomorrow and start working on my tree. I will probably just do a stitch with me on Friday instead of a floss tube, and then I'll pick back up on my regular floss tubes next week. So we'll see. I'll see how my schedule works out. It may be Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. So I hope you guys have a good week, and thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I will see you soon. Bye.